Hi, my name is Michelle, and I want to give you a bit of understanding about the different systems that are out there for PEMF therapy, health therapy, that is. This is the iMRS PEMF mat, and I'm going to compare this to a less well-known, but actually the original PEMF mat on the market called the QRS PEMF system. Interestingly, as you probably already experienced when you look on the internet, most of the time you'll come up with the iMRS PEMF mat, if not the Beamer PEMF mat, which most people will gravitate to. Funny thing is that the iMRS and the Beamer mats are offshoots of the QRS PEMF system. QRS was engineered by none other than Dr. Linus Pauling, the father of vitamin C. Very prestigious doctors and engineers created the QRS system. I'll talk about the QRS system as a secondary after I show you the iMRS and why I decided that I was going to upgrade and transition into the QRS PEMF protocol rather than keeping my iMRS system. Okay, so, just start with, as you likely know, if you did any investigative research off of Beamer or iMRS, that both of them are multi-level marketing programs. And what that means to you is that you're going to be paying more because the money is going to flow from pocket to pocket to pocket before you even get your mat, okay? For me, what it turned out to be was some kind of disappointment in that, of course, I bought it from a non-professional owner of a PEMF mat, who, once I bought the iMRS and the money was in his pocket, lining his pocket, I got my mat, really excited, picked up the phone, called him. The first thing he tells me is, "Don't call me again." For you, it could be the same thing. It's Russian roulette whether you find somebody who's actually a professional dealer of the mats or just somebody who buys the mat and now he wants to sell it and make a few bucks. So not only that, what kind of training will you ultimately get? Me, I got no training at all, so my mat ended up in my closet until I finally realized I had one and started to look into mats again, and that's when I found the QRS. Okay, so the multi-level marketing is pretty much a bread and butter circus for those of us who want to sell mats and want to make some extra money. Now, as far as the look of the mat, you can see that the mat itself, both the pillow mat and the large mat, full-size mat here, right there, are quite thick. That means you can't sleep on it. The magic is in the sleep, needless to say. When you lie on the mat overnight, it regroups your system and resets the homeostasis of your body. If you can't sleep on it, you won't get that benefit. This mat will give you, 8 minutes to an hour, but as you see with my mat, it's landed on the floor, and that's where yours will probably land. I can't take it to bed with me at night. So, oh well. So I can't sleep with my mat. And it's not all snuggly and warm. QRS is definitely softer, usable mat. Again, I'll talk about that afterwards. Okay, now, a popular accessory of this mat is called the iMRS. That's this right here. It's the biofeedback mechanism that would go onto your thumb or your finger and allow you to use the heartbeat for biorhythms, which would ultimately, it's supposed to affect the rate or the levels of the iMRS. And here's my baby. Here's my She's going to take a little doze on the mat, I think, before we're done. But she's checking things out. Okay. Yeah. All right. Move your tuchus, okay? Yeah. All right. Anyway, so this is the... Come on, get your tuchus away. All right, Maya's going to show you how this works. Okay, this is the control box, which in and of itself is pretty confusing just to start with. There's so many different aspects of it, it's hard to figure it out. But when you get to the biofeedback part of it, you're supposed to be able to use it on your finger, and the level, which is right here, would go up or down. Intensity would go up or down according to your own body's needs. So it discovers your body's needs, so it should move it up and down in accordance to what your body's looking for. And all right. So what my discovery after the cost of this item, this one little item here, was literally $700. And I brought it home and I used it on the mat, and it was great. It shifted the levels up, down, and that was magnificent. Problem was when it came to using it with the pillow device here, I sat down on my bed, put the pillow on top of me, clipped on the thumb mechanism, didn't change a thing. So I thought it was broken, and I called the company. I was like, wait a minute, this thing's not working with the pillow. Well, I came to find out it doesn't work with the pillow. Then I pulled out the iGuide, and the iGuide is this right here. iGuide would tell you acne, back pain. There's a lot of different health conditions that it supposedly will set off particular frequencies that relate to and help your system to, to balance and align itself away from the inflammation and to improve the acne or back pain issues. Didn't work with that either. So that was $700 for really just being able to use it alongside the mat alone. That's about it. So that, needless to say, that was a pretty expensive disappointment on my part. Then the small pillow, which looks like that. And Maya's just loving the mat. We'll put the mask on her. How's that? Come on, put the mask. All right. All right. So we've got the mat along with this mechanism, which is for it will work in specific locales of your body for acupressure points and such, are using a square wave. And the square wave is, rather than being soothing to the tissue of the body, it's more of a jolt type of effect on the body. I don't know if you've ever seen anything stop and start in nature. There really isn't anything like that in nature. Everything flows, which is why the PEMF mat is renowned for using a sawtooth or a smooth flowing type of sine wave. When you're using a square wave, you're jolting or shocking the system rather than flowing it back into homeostasis. The benefit of that, not as much as if you had a good sine, nice flowing sawtooth wave. The mat is sawtooth, however, the pillow and the acupuncture point, no, not so much. Not too good. So you're using a jolting wave rather than a flowing wave. And finally, taking a look at the, well, actually not finally, but here we'll take a look at the iGuide. go back to that while it's still up here. The eye guide gives you certain conditions that you would have to rely on if you have a problem. Problem is the conditions that are more popular, the ones I got, they don't got. So, well, let's just take, for example, adrenals. Most people have some sort of adrenal type of condition. So we'll go back to adrenals. A. This is the A. And let's see, enter. Most people have very tired adrenals. So wouldn't it be nice if somehow they gave you something for adrenal health or adrenal strengthening, let's put it. So hang on a minute. Let's try to get this thing going down, down. Alphabetically, obviously. Where's it stop? Adenon isosis. I'm sorry, I can't say it. So I guess I should have picked something else. But yeah, you see AIDS. It drops. It goes past no adrenals. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the other one was I found real interesting was thyroid. Let's see, H. Okay, enter. Okay, so funny enough, you go down and you're looking for hypothyroid, which is what most people tend to have. Hypertension, hyperthyroid. And then hammer toe. I mean, who's looking for hammer toe? But hypothyroid, which most of us have, not hyperthyroid, doesn't seem to be there. So it couldn't help me any because, like most people in our society today, I have weakened, slow thyroid, which is why I have extra fat on my body. Okay, and then last but not least, the mask, which is called the iMRS here. And when I was buying this, again, $700 for this. The guy who I bought it from, who's one of the more honestly, he says to me, he didn't think there's better on the market. That you're better off just buying it as a separate entity somewhere else because this is not a superior form of light therapy. Funny too is the guy who's the most popular guy who sells this, who does all the videos on this mat and kind of turns everybody onto it. He told somebody I know that very same thing. So even the more powerful, prominent people in the industry of iMRS aren't really cool with this. So I didn't really see what it does except give you some very pretty lights and colors. And the way, let's see here, the way we can do this is, let me just try to escape from my system here. Actually, I don't know how to turn this off either. Again, no training and no understanding. Okay, turning it back on. I'm going to turn on the system as soon as it comes up. Right here, came up. Come on. Okay. All right, that's the setup. That's what it'll show you when it first starts. We turn it on. Boom. And lo and behold, you get some really lovely red lights with some music that you totally can't hear very well because it's very low. You may hear it slightly. The most I could really do is change the colors of the lights. It's not following my biorhythms or anything, but I just basically go from green to red to blue and get some very pretty music. So I will conclude there. Say goodbye to my kitty cat. That's Maya. Conclude and hope you can see what I see as far as the value of the the iMRS mat. My next video, I plan to show you what I like, what I love about the QRS and the qualities that they impart, they give you with a purchase, let alone quite a difference in price, professional and a true true PEMF mat. Thank you, and you guys take care.